Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to continue to have a look at the latest on the heatwave that is gripping the British Isles at the moment. We've looked at this over the past few days and we're now into the amber warning zone that it stretches all the way through to Sunday. However, in this video we'll also have a look at the breakdown of this heat wave. I know a lot of people will be interested, when will this heat subside and how will it subside? And in today's video we are going to have a look at the risk of rain and thunderstorms towards the end of the weekend into the start of next week. It looks highly likely many areas will break the drought conditions, i.e. a lot of areas will be seeing some rain. The extent of that rainfall, the intensity, that is still yet to be determined, and we'll have a look at what various models are saying today. I do want to say, though, we're not going to alleviate all the effects of the drought conditions we've had at the moment. It's likely we will see rain, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough to properly stop the hosepipe bans, etc., that we have going on at the moment, and it won't alleviate the high wildfire risk we do have as well. So that is something we do need to take into account. It is going to bring some rain, but enough rain to stop the effects we have at the moment is highly unlikely, and we do need average or above average rainfall at least for a few weeks to a few months really to get back the deficit in rainfall we do have at the moment. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. So if you start on the live radar, you can see very much nothing going on once again. Some precipitation pushing into the far northwest of Scotland, and that's where all the low pressure systems are placed, out in the North Atlantic, out towards Iceland, and that's where the cooler air and Atlantic flow generally is. Over the United Kingdom and into northwest Europe in general, we do have a big area of high pressure wafting up southeasterly winds, hot, dry air in from the continent. And if we do put on the latest temperatures, as of around 3 p.m, you can see very hot, these dark reds. And as I said in the last few videos, we're starting to see these pinks appearing across the south. Those are temperatures into the mid-30s. Today, likely to reach 33, 34, maybe 35 is possible around 4 p.m. We'll have a look at the peak official temperatures on Net Weather in a minute. Again, Met Office have other observation sites. We'll have to wait until this evening to find out the official highest temperature, but it's likely to be in that sort of 33 to 35 degree range. But it is this wall-to-wall heat, wall-to-wall sunshine as well for many, some cloud across the far northwest of Scotland, but it is just widespread warmth. No real areas are escaping this. The east coast did escape it a little bit earlier in the week because of an easterly flow, with that wind direction taking quite a shorter sea track up from the near continent. It means that air is drier and it's widely hotter as well. Again, that bullseye area we have talked about in the last few videos across the West Midlands, central southern England into the southwest, we can see that right here. Those peak temperatures we saw in mid-July, where we saw 40 degrees, where it stretched from Yorkshire all the way down through the Midlands, through Cambridgeshire, East Anglia and London area. It's still very hot, but it's not the highest temperatures. Those temperatures are highest further westwards and southwards. It's unusual to be seeing the highest temperatures down towards the southwest, including Exeter, which is incredibly hot at the moment. We generally, in the UK, our heat waves can be widespread like they are now, but we normally see the peak in around that sort of London area up towards Cambridge. That's where we generally see records broken. But as you can see today and this heat wave, the hottest temperatures are further westwards and southwards, and this will just become more widespread over the coming days as those temperatures are likely to hit their peak widely on Saturday. Some uncertainty on Sunday because of the risk of some precipitation, which we'll have a look at in a minute. So if we do go over to Net Weather and have a look at the maximum temperatures. Now, I'm recording this before the 3 p.m. observations come out, and it's generally around the 3 or 4 p.m. time where we do see the peak temperatures. So it's going to get higher than this by maybe a degree or two. And you can see widely on the top 20 weather stations, it's above 31 degrees. Again, some of these are rounded up, some of them are rounded down, things like that. So we do have to always take these exact values with a pinch of salt. But for the 1 and 2 p.m. observations, you can see it is widely into the low 30s. Again, on Net Weather, Northolt is leading the way, so in the London area, 32.5 degrees, but you can see just all the way down here, various areas. You can see Exeter down at 31 degrees, that's miles westwards and southwards down in the southwest of England. So you can see this heat is broad, it's covering a whole stretch of the country and there are many areas further northwards than this that are in the 30s as well. They're just not appearing here because these are the top 20 at the moment. I am expecting it to get slightly higher. The next tomorrow, likely to be a degree higher widely, and then into Saturday, it'll be widely 33, 34. That won't be the peak, that will be the widespread temperatures, with the peak in around 35, maybe 36 or 37 degree range. So incredibly hot conditions. And if we do look at the UK Met Office warnings, we still have an amber extreme heat warning. Again, it hasn't been updated. You can see it hasn't been updated since the Tuesday when it was put into force. But again, amber extreme heat warning lasting from Thursday until Sunday, so today until Sunday at midnight, and you can see it's covering most of England and the parts of eastern Wales as well. If we do have a look at the further details, again, we've read through this, but I'll go for it quickly again. Temperatures will increase across much of the UK over the coming week. Temperature will be highest across parts of England and Wales, with peaking on Friday and Saturday. I'm leaning towards a Saturday, though, from what I've seen on the models so far. In addition to the high daytime maxima, temperatures overnight will remain very warm, especially in larger urban areas. And that's something we're really going to start to see tonight. Because yesterday was hot, but only really peaked around the 30 degree range. Today, it's a couple of degrees warmer widely. So those few degrees that take longer to lose at night was really going to start to sort of tot up, and we start to really feel that impact as everyone's homes start to heat up significantly. Again, we're only a few days into this heat wave now, but it will be starting to get to the point now where it's incredibly difficult to cool down the house. And by the time the outdoor temperatures are lower than indoor temperatures, the sun will start to rise again, and those indoor temperatures will not have time to cool down. So it's getting to a point where this heat is just going to continue to be oppressive, and hopefully come Monday, Tuesday time, we do see a sweep of cooler air. But it is difficult to say exactly at this moment how it will play out. So if we do go over to the UKV and have a look at the precipitation and the temperatures until next Monday, that's sort of the peak we do have now, sort of the end of the run, the 5 days time frame, and we'll be able to see thunderstorm activity, and we'll also be able to see the temperatures, whether they do subside at the start of next week. So if you look at precipitation, the next sort of 3 or 4 days is bone dry, continuing to be wall-to-wall sunshine, a bit of cloud here or there, but nothing too much. We'll even just skip all the way to Sunday, really. And you can see through the early hours of Sunday, we start to see a few showers across the northwest of England, perhaps into parts of Northern Ireland and western Scotland. Nothing too much at this stage, but as we progress through the afternoon, thunderstorms start to break out across the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. Again, I wouldn't say this too literally at this stage because, as we'll see with some other models in a minute, some are holding this off all the way until Monday. So thunderstorms starting to break out through Ireland, Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. They do start to spread eastwards, and through Sunday night, more showers into the west, and then as we head into Monday, widespread showers, and as that sun starts to get strengthened, we see them really pop off into widespread, heavy, thundery showers through Monday afternoon, turning into larger areas of precipitation as well. Again, I wouldn't take these positions too literally because they will change because it is still 5 days away, but you can see general widespread heavy showers and thunderstorms as low pressure develops over the top of the UK. You see these reds, that's torrential rain, thunderstorms within that. The one thing though is it is scattered. It's not a persistent band of rain, so some areas could see an inch or two of rain, others areas could see 0. But considering the widespread nature of these showers and these storms, I do expect most areas to see at least a bit of rain, and that's why I do expect the drought conditions officially, where we've had 0 rainfall for a very long period of time, that's to officially be broken with quite persistent precipitation here. Fortunately, again, you can see it's focused mainly in the north and the west and the south and east, where we really do need the rain, is missing out on this run, but it still is pushing in there, especially through Monday afternoon to the evening. Could see some big thunderstorms there, a line of storms there through Kent into the London area through Monday midday. Again, it will change, won't play out exactly like this, and that is something we do need to keep an eye on. But we're getting our first views at this potential thunderstorm risk that we have been alluding to over the last few days, that we're getting our first sort of look in today. I will probably put out a dedicated video to the thunderstorms on Saturday, because that's when the heat wave peaks, and to be honest, I think a lot of people will be then looking forward to the breakdown. So Saturday we'll dedicate the whole video to looking at all the models that we can, looking at Cape charts, things like that, to really pinpoint what's going on. So stay tuned for Saturday's video. So in 2 days' time, that's when we'll be releasing that. So if you have a look at the max temperatures, you can see today those max temperatures from the UKV peaking in around that 31 to 32 degree, widely peaking maybe 33 in a few spots, and locally 34. And that's what we saw on those latest net weather observations around 2 p.m. widely 31 or 32. Again, give it another hour or two. Once we get through the 3 and 4 p.m. observations, we most likely will reach 33 at least somewhere, and maybe 34 as well. So we'll just have to see exactly what happens with that, but widely high 20s, low 30s, and it continues into Friday. You can see the early hours of Friday, not hugely warm overnight. Because the nights are longer now than they were in July, it does mean we do get more cooling overnight, and that's why generally what we saw in middle of July with the extreme heat we saw there, we got 40 degrees, it was sort of the perfect storm, it was the perfect time of year, perfect sort of air mass. So you can see now we are typically heading into sort of late summer. I know it doesn't feel like it, but we are getting to late summer now, getting to the back end or middle to back end of August. Those overnight temperatures will drop away. They won't be that cold. They'll still be in the mid to high teens, which is still pretty oppressive. But it's not going to be the low 20s that we saw back in July. That is one good positive thing. And you can see by Friday afternoon, widely 32, 33, and touching on 34, 35. So about a degree warmer than today. Will still feel similar, but on the thermometer will probably be about a degree or two warmer. Again, through into early hours of Saturday, again, those temperatures are warm overnight, but they don't drop too, they don't stay too high, drop down to around 15 to 20 degrees. Still oppressive, still very warm. That's almost the daytime average. Daytime high average temperatures in some areas further north, but it's not those low 20s widely that we saw in July. And you can see that afternoon temperature on Saturday widely again 34, 35 degrees, maybe peaking at 36. And as we head into Sunday, because we start to have a thunderstorm risk move in, you can see those reds are more sort of scattered. Not sort of a block of red that we had. There's some more oranges and yellows mixing in that, and I wouldn't take that too literally because that is just where the positioning of the storms are, and it will change over the next day or two within the model. So Sunday still has the potential for 33, 34 or 35 if we still see those incredibly, if we do see clear skies, sunshine, or we see showers and storms that will be dropping down back into the mid to high 20s again. And for Monday afternoon, still got a very warm air mass around, so low 20s to mid 20s would feel quite humid, but it would be cooler because of the thunderstorm risk. And you can see that with the 850 HP temperatures, still reasonably warm by Monday afternoon, but it is, and above average in the low teens, but it isn't quite that high teens that we have through Saturday, for example. You can see there 17, 18, 19 degrees at 850 HP, a very, very hot air mass. So if we do go over to the to another model, have a look at the UK Met Office Global UK. So this is another UK Met Office run, but it is a slightly different run. It's more of a global run, so it's not quite as high resolution as the UKV, but it is still a very important model to have a look at. UK Met Office is one of the highest regarded sort of model providers there is. So again, it's good to have a look at this. Runs out to day 7. If we do start on the precipitation, we do generally just skip to Sunday. You can see thunderstorms do break out in some areas through Sunday, but mainly further westwards, nothing further eastwards. So areas in the east would still be very hot widely. And it's through Monday those heavy showers and storms start to break out. Monday afternoon, all those yellows, you can see that's intense thunderstorms breaking out again, scattered, but it is moving into central, southern and eastern areas. The risk is there, and I do think we will break drought conditions there for all that rain eventually moves through, and we do see it's quite a block of heavy showers and precipitation move and eventually clear our southeast, and then low pressure arrive from the Atlantic could be bringing persistent rain, and the signal is for the second half of August to still stay around average or maybe slightly above average in terms of upper air temperature, so warm temperatures still, but more precipitation. So it does look likely we'll see rain this second half of August, but as I said, I don't think it will make too much of a difference into the deficit we have at the moment. It just won't make it too much worse than what it is now, but I don't think it'll improve it too much. We're going to need a good few weeks or a couple months really of above average rainfall to make that back up. So you can see through Monday, severe thunderstorms could be breaking out, all these yellows and greens, that is torrential rain. Again, similar to positioning to the UKV, but I wouldn't take any of these dots too literally, just because it is still good 3 or 4, 5 days away. If we do actually have a look at the 2 metre temperatures from the UK Met Office run as well, they do underdo it a little bit, I must say, from this UK Met Office run. We do normally see it at a degree or two under, similar to the GM. And you can see today showing widely 30, 31, maybe 32 or 33, and we're seeing it a degree or two higher than that around 3 p.m. And tomorrow you see those temperatures rising to widely 30 to 32, and again, we're expecting a degree or two warmer than that. Into Saturday, very similarly, 31 to 32, maybe peaking 33, 34. Again, I'm expecting a degree or two warmer than that. Just because this run is slightly low resolution, I do think it is underdoing those temperatures slightly, as I said, similar to the GM. And Sunday, widely again into the low 30s. And interestingly, as we head into Monday, some areas still in the east could touch that 30-degree range, or at least break heatwave thresholds of 28 degrees in the highest areas. So still could be very warm, if not hot, on Monday, but by Tuesday, much cooler into the high teens for many, maybe holding on to the mid-20s there. By Wednesday afternoon, it would be down into the high teens, maybe peaking low 20s. So Wednesday could be a cool day in 6 days' time. It could be a pretty cool day. So yeah, very interesting seeing that. So we could be seeing very cool, or at least average conditions with precipitation coming next week. If we do have a look at the DWD icon, so if we do skip out to Sunday afternoon, you can see very little precipitation at all, or any thunderstorm activity at all through Sunday afternoon. So icon very much delaying it into the Monday, but you can see through Monday afternoon, heavy showers and storms break out quite widely. It could even be quite a persistent area of heavy showers and storms moving in from the southeast. That could give quite a soaking to areas in the east there, and again just widespread heavy showers and storms spiraling around these low pressure systems that are moving in. Look at the precipitation accumulations. You can see along the eastern side some areas could see half an inch to an inch of rainfall, others areas could see minimal, but still could be widespread precipitation. Again, we won't know exactly how much it is until it really happens because of the nature of the heavy showers and storms. They're going to be very much hit and miss, but I do think most areas we'll see at least a little bit of precipitation. And if we just compare the 2 metre temperatures from the icon run, you can see today those temperatures peaking in around that low 30s mark, 32, 33, maybe 34. As we head to Friday, widely 32 or 33, peaking 34 or 35. Similarly into Saturday, widely 33, touching on 34, 35. And again, similar on Sunday, widely 32, 33, but eventually starting to drop into Monday, back into the mid-20s, maybe high 20s for some, but definitely turning a lot cooler. And I'd expect Tuesday to be even cooler than that, back down to the low 20s, perhaps. So if we do finish the video by just having a look at the mid to longer range from the various operational computer models, if we do start on the GFS, you can see high pressure in control at the moment, easterly or southeasterly winds bringing dry, hot air in from the near continent. From those upper air temperatures, you can see around 15 to 20 degrees at 850 HPA, but eventually, as we head through Sunday, you see this low pressure system develops, and it develops over the top of the United Kingdom. Hot air still wrapped around within it, and that could fuel the heavy showers and the storms. But eventually, we do start pulling cooler air in from the North Atlantic, and we eventually go quite westerly with this big area of low pressure engulfing us. And this is why I do think there will be precipitation around quite widely. This is the signal we're seeing, and right towards the end of the run, just have low pressure parked on top of us with around average to maybe slightly below average upper air temperatures, and a lot of showers spiraling around. We could even see some persistent rain with that, something some areas haven't seen in months, but weather fronts could be spiraling in. We could be seeing decent rain for quite a few, and it could, as I said, alleviate the drought effects in sort of the mid to longer range. I'm not expecting anything within the next couple of weeks, but if we do see this persistent signal through the end of August, perhaps into September, we will start to see things getting a little bit better. Now, if we look at the GM, see how that does compare to day 10, whether we are seeing the same low pressure signal. Again, low pressure completely takes over on Monday, parks itself over top of the UK, and eventually at day 10 we go very westerly and unsettled. Atlantic systems building in, still high pressure trying to nudge in from the south and the west, at times trying to push back in, but the signal for the moment is cooler, low pressure continuing to control in off the Atlantic. Now if we do compare it to the ECMWF, you can see again high pressure in control. Eventually low pressure consumes the UK, consistent signal through Monday and Tuesday, eventually going very westerly with Atlantic systems pushing in. Could be quite unsettled there. These low pressure systems could be really charging on the conveyor belt of the jet stream. That could be powering up a little bit here, and it would be going unsettled, westerly, average temperatures, and could be precipitation around for quite a few. So, if we do finish the video by having a look at the ensembles, you can see very warm over the next 3 or 4 days. A slow drop off on upper air temperatures, but those precipitation spikes starting to kick in around that Sunday, Monday period. So, even though it could be around or at least above average upper air temperatures, warm still where we see sunshine, mid to high 20s very possible. In the early part of next week, there will be showers and thunderstorm risks, and in the longer term, we're seeing quite a healthy amount of precipitation spikes. So, it does look likely the second half of August we will see some rain, at least even into the south and east, into the London area. It does look temperatures will be around, slightly above, slightly below average at times. Bit of uncertainty with that. Some still getting a few little heat spikes here or there, others staying much cooler. So upper air temperatures, very uncertain. It all depends on the exact positioning of the low pressure moving in off the Atlantic, whether it's positioned slightly further northwards and westwards, dragging more of a southerly flow, or if it drops further southwards, dragging more of a northwesterly flow. That'll make a difference in the upper air temperatures and positioning of precipitation. So we'll have to see exactly what happens there, but the general sort of signal is lower pressure with average temperatures at 850 HPA. If we compare it to the ECMWF, the midnight run, again, very warm in the next 3 or 4 days, dropping to around average and staying around average for the foreseeable future. Very similar to the GFS ensembles, and around that 15th, 16th of August mark, you can start to see, even though the upper air temperatures are still warm, still would give temperatures in the high 20s maybe, precipitation starts to kick in, and we're seeing some 3 distinct precipitation spikes, so 3 distinct potential rain events there. So it looks highly likely now areas in the south and east that have been completely bone dry for quite a period of time will see some rain, at least could be quite significant rain. Compared to what we've had, really, it could be quite significant rain coming there, and still a very persistent precipitation signal in the longer term. Again, it won't rain every day, but it does look likely low pressure is going to be taking back control, or at least being much higher influence than it is at the moment. So it does look very hot over the next 3 or 4 days. Sunday looks likely to be the last day of intensely hot conditions. Could still be very warm into Monday and Tuesday, mid to high 20s, especially further eastwards perhaps. But it does look likely perhaps as early as Sunday afternoon in the west, and widely on Monday and Tuesday there's going to be quite a big heavy shower and thunderstorm risk. Exact details on that we'll have to wait, and we'll focus on that, as I said, on Saturday in a dedicated video to it. But for the time being, do enjoy the hot weather we do have at the moment. Do stay safe though, and make sure you do take the necessary precautions, keep vulnerable people safe as well, and of course try and limit any potential wildfire risks as well. If you are out barbecuing or you're smoking or anything like that, please make sure you do alleviate that risk. And hopefully, as we head into early next week, we'll have to stop mentioning looking after the vulnerable and having to focus on wildfires, things like that. Hopefully, precipitation coming next week, and the cooler temperatures will mean people can settle down a little bit better. We don't have to worry about these oppressive temperatures we have had sort of repeatedly over the last few weeks. We keep seeing these heat spikes every couple of weeks. Saw some in June, we saw it in the middle of July, and now we're seeing it now in the early to middle part of August as well. But hopefully we will see a bit of an end to it come next week, and things will be more Atlantic, maybe thundery and cooler as well. So as I said, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.